Ole Miss mutually agreed to part ways with head basketball coach Kermit Davis this past Friday. Now the Rebels enter coaching search in what has become the hottest year in SEC basketball of the last decade. No longer is the conference dominated by Kentucky. Instead, we now have Alabama, the number 2 team in the country, Kentucky, a firm tournament team, Tennessee, a top 25 team, Texas A&M, a top 25 team, Mississippi State, a bubble team, not to mention Arkansas, who has a top 5 recruiting class firmly in the tournament, and Missouri, who's also firmly in the tournament. In order to be competitive in this new brand of SEC basketball, look for Ole Miss to make a splash higher. Rick Pitino, currently coaching at Iona, has recently, as within the last 2 weeks, cleared his name of all allegations while his tenure at Louisville, has recently said he hopes to coach 4, 5, or even 6 more years. Could Rick Pitino be looking to make a move back into major D1 ball? Ole Miss seems like a good landing spot. He does know the SEC and won a national title at Kentucky. Other potential candidates include former LSU head coach Will Wade, who got fired from LSU after a lengthy investigation into an FBI wiretap revealed recruiting violations, and Chris Beard, the recently disgraced Texas head basketball coach. Now, of these 3 candidates, the most realistic to sign this cycle is probably Rick Pitino. Will Wade still has the stint of his recruiting violations hanging over him, and it does seem a little unclear if the NCAA is going to give a further showtime clause to him. Chris Beard, of course, was arrested in December for choking his fiance and was subsequently fired a month later after being suspended without pay by the University of Texas. Chris Beard's events being the freshest of the 3, he's most likely not going to be hired this upcoming cycle. However, if Beard were to end up in Oxford, that would immediately make them, in my mind, on the come up. Chris Beard went to the Final Four with Texas Tech. He had Texas as a top 10 team this year before his suspension and subsequent firing. He's a good basketball coach, even if he is a scumbag of a person.